I've been reading a book right now that is called How I Built This, which is by Guy Raz, and he's got a podcast about all of these companies, whether it's Dippin' Dots or Patagonia or all these companies, just like Symmetry, that didn't exist 15 years ago or didn't exist 20 years ago, and now they do, right? And there was a chapter in that book that had Michael Dell and I think it's Robert Koch, if I'm saying that correctly, which is the founder of Samuel Adams Beer. And the whole idea behind this chapter, which was really striking to me, even though I've been here for 3.5 years, and I think it's a great message for anybody that's brand new. Okay, it's that there is a real difference between something that is dangerous and something that is scary. Okay, like there are plenty of things out there that are really, really dangerous, but they aren't scary at all. Right. And one of those things is a corporate America job making just enough money. That's not scary, but it's dangerous. It's dangerous because you can all of a sudden wake up one day at 55, 60, 65 and be like, I had a passion for something and I never lit that wick and I missed my window. Right. But the environment wasn't scary. So you stayed, but it's dangerous. And then there are other things like this that if you don't have your mind right, you'll get it confused. See, this can be scary. This can be scary, but this is not dangerous if you follow this system. And the reason we know that is because we have people from all walks of life, from different parts of the country with different backstories. It doesn't matter if you're in your 20s like Corey, your 30s like me, your 40s like, it doesn't matter. Right? It's just story after story of people that followed a system that can be scary, yes, but it's not dangerous. And that has been something the last couple of days that was just like an eye opener for me, where it's just like, that's right. Like so many parts of this are scary. Your first 90 days, finding that first running buddy, making that run to key leader, hitting agency owner, trying to get to the director level as you're trying to lead leaders. All of those different things, behind mountains or more mountains, they can be scary because they're new, but they're not dangerous if you'll just follow the person in front of you. Right? And so I don't know if that helps anybody, but that's been a big one for me the last couple of days, is that there are things that are dangerous, but they're not scary. Like walking on ice in like walking on a lake that is iced over on a 50 degree day. That's not scary. It's beautiful. It's like, wow, this is beautiful, but that is dangerous. And then there's propelling down a mountain where you've got all the equipment, you're totally hooked up. It's not dangerous at all, but it's scary. Right? And so, like, don't miss that. If you're in your first 90 days here, you're going into a holiday where invariably somebody on this phone call still hasn't told their family what they're doing. Or they're just like, I don't want to talk about it because I'm just scared of it. This can be scary, and we've all been there, but this is not dangerous. And be careful, because there are other things out there that are dangerous, but they're not scary. $15 an hour, $20 an hour, corporate America, $50,000 a year. It's not scary, but it could be dangerous.
Jordan, you got something for us, buddy?
That was so good, Rob. All that was so good. I had a guy tell me one time when you were talking about this opportunity, he said the opportunity of a lifetime only lasts for the lifetime of an opportunity, right? But to those new people, I was just reading this week, and it says our one yes, the one thing that we say yes to, must be defended over time by 1,000 no's. The way to protect what we've said yes to is to say no to anyone or anything else. And when we say yes to something, it's imperative that we understand the other things that we're saying no to. And half of knowing what I want is knowing what I must give up in order to get it. And saying yes to everyone is the same as saying yes to nothing. So, like, I don't know. We don't like, if you say yes to Symmetry, right? there are a lot of different paths that you can take, and everybody's path is going to be a little bit different. Everybody's going to work at a little bit different speeds. And the worst thing that you can do is come in and compare, your acceleration or your progression in this business to someone else's. But what I can say is this, is that I don't know the things that you're going to have to say no to if you say yes to Symmetry. Everybody's like price and cost is going to be a little bit different. And like I was just talking to my team last night, Corey, I was just talking to Devin about it. Like, whenever I came in, and we're doing growing the way that we're growing. It was like, I never went out there and was able to write 25,000 a month, Rob. I was never able to go out there and write 30,000 in production a month, right? I had a couple months where I was over 20,000, but I was a consistent 12 to 15,000 a month writer, right? But I mean, like I spent, 20% of my time selling, and I spent 80% of my time working, on the building side of this business. And for me, some of those things that I had to say no to for that first year was, just having my weekends free, having my weekends free, right? And I don't know what it is, or what the price would be for you to say, man, like if I had to pay that price, man, for my first 1 year or 2 year or 3 years in this business, man, like that would just be too tall of a price to pay. Because what we have to do is, as a newer agent, you have to decide up front what you're willing to sacrifice, the things that you aren't willing to sacrifice, right? And you need to negotiate all of that up front, because we can't negotiate and execute at the same time. We can't do those things, right? We can't go and, on a weekly basis decide, hey man, is it worth this amount of stress to me? Is it worth this amount of rejection to me? Right? Is it worth me putting in this many hours on the phone? Is it worth me doing this many STPs, even when, half of them may not show up, or they don't go through with the licensing process, or I get to think about it. So we have to go ahead and determine all of that early up front, so that whenever we're going and we're just doing the work, we're not thinking about what we're giving up. We're only thinking about what we have to gain by doing what we're doing. That's kind of what I wanted to share with you guys, man. To kind of